CS.Money, a new service for trading your skins. Tired of all the skins piling up in your inventory? With CS.Money, trading got faster and safer than ever. Now you can just sign in to our website, choose the skins from your inventory and those you want to get from a broad variety. Confirm the trade and rejoice in your new skins. CS.Money, the best service for trading your skins.
E-gaming bets, online betting for every esports fan. Dota 2 and Hearthstone, CSGO and Overwatch, StarCraft 2, the choice is yours. Express bets for multiple matches or live bets on the game you are watching right now. Know your way around Dota 2, make a prediction for picks and bans. Playing CSGO, guess the number of rounds in a certain match. Daily quests for all participants and all the best choice of payment systems. More than 600,000 users have already made their bets on the spectacular matches since 2011. EGB.com. You know for sure who's gonna win.
Hello and welcome back to the Starladder Invitational I-League, and well, we're going to have our last chance. One of these teams is going to be going through to the semi-final, and it's not going to be an easy one, whoever they go through to face, but I'm just looking forward to this match. We've got China's last hope in the form of Flash, and up against them the Renegades, who, well, have already beaten them a couple of times at the Asian Minor, but in a very close fashion, and I'm hoping that maybe the hometown advantage can make things just that little bit better, because 16-14, 16-14 only need a slight improvement, and they'll take themselves a map and maybe even the series.
Yeah, especially when we look at the maps as well. Inferno, Mirage, Cash, that's going to be the three that we have. And, you know, that's actually Flash's three most played maps. That said, you know, showing some inconsistencies, I think, on Cash. They got 16-1 yesterday by Harvu. And that's not great.
But
then
doesn't
they
get
also
more
16
inconsistent.
forward VP.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, if they can try and, you know, figure out their problems there, iron out some of the problems they had, as you say, the home field advantage is definitely going to help out. Then you know, maybe we could see some upsets caused. You know, being on your three most played maps going to come in handy. They're no stranger to having to play up against Renegades. You know, they kind of they know more about them than they do about any other team, I think, at this event, because, you know, they are going to be the two that are most well practiced together. And as you kind of correctly said, right, they've played a couple of times already at the two Asian minors that have taken place this year. You know, and both times we saw it go fairly close. I think even at the PGL minor, I think they actually beat Renegades, if my memory holds correct. So
I'll take your word.
Well, there we go.
Well, the interesting thing as well is about the most recent one is the two maps that were actually played were Cash and Inferno, both going the way of Renegades, but as said, in a very close fashion. And I think a lot of this comes down to sort of what iteration of each team shows up, because we sort of look at day one and we look at Renegades and go, okay, they look very strong, and then against Virtus Pro, Inferno, if it wasn't down to their mistakes, I think they would have taken that map. Like, they made so many rounds where it was like, okay, granted, Neo was incredible with the P250 and with the UMP, but those are rounds they never should have been losing, and you remove those mistakes, and, well, who knows, they could have actually even taken the series and gone through to the semifinals without having to play right now. The biggest problem for me in that regard is whether or not Flash can now isolate some of those mistakes, because there's no doubt that individually they've got a lot of very talented players. We look at them and we go, okay, we know that the aim is there, it's just so much whether the strategy is actually in play at all. That's good.
Yeah, and, you know, I think as well, maybe, Tom, something to consider. Maybe this is all a long game plan from Renegades. You know, they wanted to face the L-Raisers in the.
They wanted that warm-up game.
Yeah, exactly. No, I mean, I think Renegades look very good. Yes, they showed a lot of potential, especially on Inferno. We really saw some signs of life there. I think it's going to bode well coming into this versus Flash. Of course, you know, then you kind of look over at Flash's games, and they had one where they got wrecked, one that went to 60 rounds.
Yeah, let's not talk about that.
No, I still have nightmares about it. Just ruined the schedule. So they're good for that, at least.
I think the one thing you do have to take away from that fact, though, is that both times in the last 2 maps, they were very resilient. Like, okay, granted, in the 16-1, you can say not so much. They got absolutely wrecked. There was no way they were coming back into that game. But the second 2, both times they were on the back foot. Like, both times they came back into the game. They stepped up at the end.
I think it was Yanko who praised them for their mental fortitude and their ability, you know, to dig deep and come back from such a, you know, it's what could have been such a beating originally. And then they long it out for such a long time. But, Tom, I don't know what this means, but I imagine it means we're about to get into things.
I know what that means. I've seen that.
Yeah, I know that all too well.
Have you got skins that you don't want?
Here we go. About to be getting into this first map, Tom. It's going to be Inferno. Renegades versus Flash. The crowd, they're fairly hyped about this one, Tom.
China's last hope, of course they're going to be hyped. And while we are straight into our pistol round, we've already got the CT side start for Renegades. A little bit of aggression coming out from Nifty early in this one. And they have a more sort of standard setup with 3 players over towards that A side, and a little bit of a peak coming out over towards Banana. Now, I do think that in terms of this match, Banana control is going to be absolutely crucial for either CT side to try and just get a little bit aggressive, get in the face of their opponents. And I'm hoping that from Renegade's perspective, they're going to be confident. Either way, pushing straight round towards that arch side. It's going to be Azza ready and waiting, but he's down already. Lovey is going to start things off, and Nifty is there to trade. Looking to wrap back round to the site. Yustillo is waiting, finds himself a second as well, and leaves it on to just 1 attacker versus 4.
That's the bomb in hand. When you look at it, Renegades, everyone is inside the A bomb site right now. Attacker does have free reign of B, but the rotation's already coming in, and Attacker's reluctance to rotate. It does look like it's going to be A that he decides to stick to. Damage done to Yustillo. Keeps pushing in. 2 players here looking desperately for a USP to try and take these fights at range. 35 seconds left. Rotations up through Banana. Attacker tagged down low, and Nifty will be able to find him. Renegades, they're going to be the team to find the pistol around here on Inferno.
Yeah, very nice site hold. An important start for Nifty as well. I think he was someone who was very slow to start yesterday on Inferno, but when he came into his own, we saw the almost ace that, well, should have been. And if he can really step up and show his form, he could be someone to take this game completely into his own hands. Yustillo was actually another one. First map, very, very quiet on Cobblestone. Then on Inferno, he looked incredible. Either way, we are going to have the force up. Kaze going to be saving a little bit of extra cash to make sure that he can have that AWP when necessary. We are going to see an early push coming up from Fancy, looking to try and isolate these players. Aggression coming out from the CT side. The pre-fire will come in. It's only going to be 1, and the spray through the smoke is even going to do even more damage onto Kaze.
4-on-4 though, they have lost Naf. Flash taking control of apartments. Aren't too keen to push on in towards the A-bomb side just yet. They've left Kaze down in towards the bottom of mid, watching for any aggression. Down Banana from JKS. Smoke down in middle to try and hold them back. JKS gets the information that 1 man is coming his way. The rest of the guys from Flash, though, out through mid they go. Going to start to pour out in towards the A-bomb site. As it starts to rotate on in, holds the angle at arch. They haven't checked the corner. Running into the UMP they go. He cuts them down, in with 3. And this looking like it could be all said and done. Kaze does what he can, pulls it back into the 1v2, but has to watch out because Nifty up in Graveyard. Full control of the A-bomb site, still in favor of Renegades, and JKS locking down B. It's going to fall over here on A. Kaze's only got 36 HP, can't sustain too much of a gunfight. No armor as well, Aim Punch going to play into this fully, and Nifty finds the frag, no problem. Renegades, they're going to get themselves a second round. But they do lose 3 players, Tom, in the anti-eco.
Yeah, a bit of damage done, but not anything that will be too worrying for them just yet, just based off the fact that we do have an eco coming in. There's a few settings being changed just in the background. But yeah, Renegades should be fairly comfortable in this situation. MP9s galore. Harry's going to be happy with that one. And the Shredder going to be in full force to just try and ruin these unarmored players.
Yeah, the MP9's down mid. It's going to be utter destruction, Tom. You hate to see it. Here we go. Still able to find the first. They're going to go down into the
Mexico.
Yeah, just a slaughter down here, but Lovey has to try and peek on up through the little tunnel. Sneaking on in he goes, has himself the MP9. Not really able to get too much done with this weapon, but actually when you look at it, look at where Attacker is. How the hell has he managed to get there? Nifty's got no idea, but turns around just in the nick of time. Attacker gonna hit the deck as a result, and now Lovey and Fancy, 2v4, bomb down. This, there should be no way back from this, Tom.
Yeah, doing still a little bit of extra damage, and JKS is actually gonna go down as well. Managing to retrieve the bomb, trying to spam away and just run towards that B site. However, the hunt is on, and Ustillo is going to make sure no plant will go down. But that's still 3 more players dropped when there's only pistols in play for the T side, making things costly. However, it will be a comfortable first buy for Renegades. AWP straight into the hands of Nifty. They're actually going to opt to go for an extra UMP. Now, not really necessary, as I could have just bought up a rifle. I think that actually that may have been dropped by somebody else, but still. A very good buy coming in for either side. Kaze will have his AWP, and we're finally going to get to see this AWP battle. A couple of flashy AWPers facing off against each other. And already we're going to see the deep Molotov just to make sure the aggression can't really come in. But actually, Nifty's going to peek into it, and he's down to just 23 HP.
Yeah, they gambled a lot on Nifty be able to find something here. Now rotating Naf back. That's support from JKS. Smoke's gone deep. Flash just sitting pretty. They have Fancy just up past that smoke. Nifty doesn't want to go peeking on into it anytime soon. Will run the risk of going down, but Nifty's able to find the first. Fancy hits the deck, and no one nearby to trade. Man advantage in favor of Renegades early on here. And Flash, well, they've been locked down from B. The AWP. Oh, Nifty eyes up the smoke. I think he wants it. Rest of Flash. Over now towards top mid, gonna start to just blister out in towards A. Taking control of the top of the middle. JKS lies in wait over here towards Arch side. 4 players inside of A. Will be the wrong call to make as JKS able to find one through the smoke. Man advantage extended that much further. And Flash, they've been backed into a corner. And now they've grinded to a halt, Tom.
Yeah, looking like they're a little bit stuck in the mud. Still a decent amount of utility as well for the CT side to play with. And looking like they're just going to try and force the issue on the A side. The problem is they've got that double stack in pit. It's going to make things so difficult to actually get onto A. If they had the time, maybe they could wrap back around, but it's just not going to be the case. And Kaze tries to peek in and find an opening. Won't get anything done. Lovey just going to retrieve the AWP, and by the looks of things, they're just going to keep the remaining weaponry they have. The rest of the players will get 2,900, but it's another round for Renegades. And more importantly, not a single player has died.
Lovey and Casa are afforded the saves. So they're going to have the AWP and the AK into this round. Imagine we're going to see Flash elect a force here, given that you've got 2 players who will be double ecoing anyway. Could make a case, though, for either or, but now the force buy will come in. CZ's armor, AK, and the AWP. That's what they have to field to try and find a T-side round.
I like that they actually drop the AWP to Kaze as well. A lot of teams would just opt to keep it. It's like, oh, I saved it, so it's mine. But they're going to give it to the star AWPer of the team, and it was said by Blair on the desk, he needs to step up and have a big performance. We're yet to really see the sort of unleashing of this man. And they're definitely going to need him, because Nifty's got off to a strong start. Not only with the AWP, but with the rifle. T-side already gathering up towards the apartments. A decent position to try and get maybe an early trade, and considering most of the players have pistols, that really wouldn't be a bad situation to be in. Get a trade, maybe either pick up the gun you just lost, or pick up another one, and then you're not in a bad situation at all. In terms of the CT side, they've gone for the classic sort of set up the AWP of Nifty as the lone B player, and then have the stack on A. 4 players waiting. And Nifty, basically, if he spots anybody, if they go for the peak, he's going to try and fall back, and he's not going to need to. Opening goes his way. Nade will go down to slow them down. And already, you can see just teetering on the edge of JKS wanting to go back a little bit.
Flash response. I mean, they've been locked out of B. The only issue is every single time they go to A and hope of some respite from Nifty, they walk into the 4-man stack from Renegades. It's been allowed to build up here. Still And Daza showing no mercy. It all falls onto Attacker with that AWP in hand. And damage being done, backed into a corner 1v5. He still takes the aggression. Attacker will be able to find him, but Nifty's there, gets the trade. Renegades getting up 5-0, and a much-needed pause there, cooled on in from Flash. I think the real issue here is Nifty just locking down Banana. Second he's there, he finds the opener. That's the second round in a row he's been allowed to do it, Tom. And they just can't seem to deal with him. And in the face, you know, of adversary over there towards the B-bomb side, they go ahead, rotate into A. Renegades are allowed to have the 4-man stack there, and it's just like hitting a brick wall.
Yeah, it's just clever play from the CT side. A very standard setup, but if Nifty's hitting his shots, that's all you really need. He's 8-0 at the moment. We've seen him hold down the A site with a rifle, and now just solo holding B. And the fact is, if they can already get into these sort of dynamic plays over on their CT side, it's going to make things very difficult for Flash. The other problem is, for Flash so far, all they've really been doing is attempting to work the picks. And although they are, well, the sort of aimers, or that's what they're known as, definitely not known for their strategy, it's just not working out. They're not winning these opening battles, and without any picks going their way, it's just going to be impossible. They're still forcing, not going to wait to try and get a better buy in the next round, and it will just be the rifles and a CZ on Caster to get a little bit of extra utility.
Yeah, though this time Nifty has rotated over here towards A. That's the interesting change. He's been tagged low early on. And this could actually be the necessary requirements for Flash to find themselves around. They've invested almost everything into this. The Gleal's up on Lovely. You can see Cars is relegated down to a CZ. And right now they will just be waiting in mid. You can see Renegades looking to try and replicate some of this aggression on towards Banana, but I'm not sure it's going to work out as well without Nifty there locking it down with the AWP. He's already been tagged 22 HP up here on short. Flash, they're just sitting pretty over in mid, waiting to see if any of this early aggression does come out.
CT side are actually looking to try and make a bit more of a push here, but with the time starting to tick away, they know that they can just afford to fall back to the side. They don't actually have any smokes. There's only flashbangs left for the CT side, and still a reasonable amount of utility for Flash to play with. However, it doesn't really seem like they have too much of a strategy as of yet. May just try and wrap back around, and as they take Banana control, you can see the double setup from the CT side. Nobody on the actual site, but they are just going to look to try and shut them down before they can get there, have that sort of team play, almost bait them into the boost where JKS is currently waiting. He hits the first, second pushes in with Naf just spraying through the smoke, and this is already a shutdown. Attacker at least managing to trade one back, but Naf is waiting. Nice shot from Kaze to save his teammate, and the bomb should go down with seconds to spare. Kaze with the spray hits a second as well, doing work on the site and leaves it into a 2v2.
Yeah, 2v2 that never should have been. Kaze doing it. Some serious work. Nifty will be there to shut down one. Kaze then falls back at the site. He still shows no mercy in the retake, and Renegades, they're going to get themselves a sixth, but that comes down to the wire, Tom. Far closer than it ever should have been. All just rushing into the site there towards the end to try and deny that bomb plant, not checking things. Bomb goes down. Kaze gets 2 kills almost for free. But Renegades still pick up the round in the retake, and that's all that matters.
Yeah, but it was such a good start on their hold on the site that Kaze, his heroics was pretty much just to get them back into it. It wasn't even to win the round, and well, the fact that Nifty still hasn't died really tells the story. But I do like that sort of bait and switch setup. Naf just showing himself so early to almost say, yep, just face towards me, and then JKS just comfortably able to take a couple of kills before they even really realize he's there. Either way, 6-0. Bomb plant goes down, so it means that Flash can get themselves a better buy on the board this time, with every player at least having a rifle. And once again, we see the same sort of aggression. Nifty going to be the lone player over towards Banana. Now, he may not know that somebody's already pushed quite far up, and he's going very aggressive indeed, but still takes the fight. Fancy goes down. He is feeling confident today, and that leaves this 4-man stack over towards the A site once again. The setup that worked so well just a couple of rounds ago. And you have to realize the bomb's still all the way down the bottom. Push comes in, quick trade, but still the man advantage sticks with the CT side, and it's not going anywhere.
Yeah, Kaze and Caster left. Nifty still locking down Banana, hasn't even moved. This man just like a railgun right now. Locking down his patch of territory over here at B, and Kaze will come his way. Misses that opening shot. Now Nifty gonna play things a bit safer. Ooh. Tag to 55 HP.
That's just smart.
I believe he actually gets dinked there and through the top of the wall.
I think he was already hit to 60 something, so that would have to be a pretty terrible dink.
Maybe not. But rotations already coming in. 3 players for Renegades inside the B bomb site. Nifty holds from Emo. Damage done. Carson not looking too healthy. JKS going to peek on into this, and him and Naf between them shut down the remaining players in the push. And Nifty still yet to die. 10-0, going flawless, Tom. And Renegades 7-0 lead. No money here for Flash to buy up. Gonna force buy down about $2,000. Can put, you know, a decent buy together. I mean, they've been struggling with far more.
Yeah, I think the scariest prospect is just the fact that Nifty's been able to play basically just smart Counter-Strike, just finding the picks, just watching to see that nobody is all the way up Banana, and when they do, he just throws a Molotov and then waits for support. Aggression from Ustilla. You can tell the Renegades, they're feeling confident on this map. You know that they are going to start taking liberties if something doesn't change soon. And that is sort of the scariest prospect with this team, because they do have a lot of talented individuals. A lot of the time it's just if they get shut down, if they make some mistakes, then we see the weaknesses from Renegades. But at the moment, there aren't any.
Nah, there have been no holes in this defense. Even when they rotate Nifty in towards the A site, as they have done now, and then they focus on having the 2 rifles over here at B. That can actually be perfect in this scenario. JKS gone down aggressive. Has support there from Naf to trade. Flash goes out, Naf is sent railing back. It's the bait and switch, while the rest of Flash actually head out in towards the A bomb site. They've been afforded control along, but Nifty's here with the railgun. It's going to be sent railing back, and they dart in through CT, and now they've got a decent bit of positioning. They're going to lose Fancy, and that's going to give Renegades some room to breathe as Naf repositions. Damage being done. Kaze will pick that one up with a dig at range. Starting to make their way in towards the B-bomb site. Smoke goes down. JKS is held back. It is going to be a 4 versus 3 in the retake. The bomb plant comes in. Kaze has himself an AK to try and work with. Lovey going to push the smoke. Pushes it in the 4 players for Renegades that reside down on Banana. And now Attacker and Kaze left. Kaze falls on the fountain. Attacker's left 1v4. Does take 1 before Nifty puts him to bed, and Renegade's going to get themselves an 8th. Questionable decision-making there, Tom, from Lovey.
No, not quite stupid decision-making there. That was just, like, there's no way he comes out of that alive. That's sort of the things that we spoke about when we were watching Tai Lu, and also Flash in the game versus Harvu when they did almost lose the match. It's just, like, you're in a position where nothing is going your way. You're already a man down. I know you're trying to point out that Carsters currently don't have a kill and he's 007, but yeah. I'm gonna soldier through and try and ignore that. But it's just one of those things where it's like, okay, you're already in a bad situation. I understand that you've got the need, you feel the need. Okay, I need to be the one to make the play. I need to be the one to change the game. But running straight through a smoke when you know there's players behind it, you have such a small chance of that going your way. And at least one player on the CT side is going to be waiting for that to happen.
Yeah. You know, I mean, you can think I have to be the one to make a play when you're like 7 HP with a CZ pushing through a smoke. Maybe you can admit that you're not the one to make the play in that scenario. But you know, each to their own. A lesson learned from every mistake. Tom and Flash, they've been making a few mistakes, so by now they should be a hyper-intelligent being.
I should have learned from yesterday.
And Kaze has himself the AWP. It's a good buy coming in from Flash. That's what you get when you're...
Well, they got the bomb down. That's a big boost to their economy. And will probably help them in the next couple of rounds as well.
So, going to be 4 players over here towards apartments. Once again, aggression from Renegades into Banana. It's Naf and JKS here this time. As Nifty once again resides upon the A-bomb site. And Flash, as per usual, has slowed right down, holding over towards apartments. No aggression coming out from Renegades on this A-bomb site. Bit afforded control of top mid. They get so much ground over here towards A, almost entirely for free. Fancy's waiting to see if any aggression comes out from Renegades down through Banana. Flash sends JKS reeling back. You can see Nifty's waiting over towards Arch side.
T-side expending utility. Nifty isn't going to be able to hit the shot and is going to be hunted. He's going to try and rotate back around, misses a second shot, and they are starting to get back in, but peeks with the bomb. Attacker, risky play. They will be able to retrieve it at least, but still the man advantage. Well, it swings. Still, a couple of players, one around the pit area. Azza will pick up one. Kaze has hit the trade, but they've got to get that bomb down. Caster finally gets on the board, and it's an impactful kill at that. 3 versus 2, JKS and Nifty to try and bring it back.
Nifty, the man still yet to die, finally going to show that he is not immortal. JKS left 1v3, bomb ticking away. Does have a kit, but no utility here to get him back into the site. Has to take these aim duels dry, and that is a worrying prospect. Starts to wrap up through short. Time of the essence, lies in wait in boiler, and he's not going to be going for this one anytime soon. We'll just look to try and save, do some economic damage, and keep that economy of Flash down low. Cast going to come running his way. Pays the price for it with his life. Flash though, Tom, going to get themselves their first round. You can hear the people here are quite happy about that.
I think they're a little bit biased.
But yeah.
It's sort of one of those things where
I think maybe I've heard one Australian loudly.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's their manager.
Well, he's a happy guy, Tom. Look at Nifty, 12 KD, because he's only died once.
Yeah, that bar can probably afford to go over a little bit more over on the other side. But yeah, it's sort of one of those things we talk about the crowd helping, but when it's dead silent, it might not help you so much. It might be a little bit eerie. Either way, T-side, they've got a strong buy, of course, losing some players that already. Kaze is down and out. The quick peek from Nifty, he's upped his KD to 13 for now, and is even going to Molotov out a couple more players. The utility usage from Renegades so far has been excellent, and, well, we need to see if there's anybody who can look to turn the tide for Flash. It has been Kaze to have a fair bit of impact so far, so without him in this position, who's going to be the one to make the play? Attacker will at least retrieve that AWP. Nifty gonna go for further aggression, and Lovey may just face into the angle, but he will trade things back. Turn it into a 4 versus 4. Slowly making his way further towards the apartments, but you have to remember there's still 3 players here. That rotation has come in once again for Renegades.
Flash have just slowed right down. Out through boiler they go. He's starting to push into this. Azza actually lies in wait here, hiding in the smoke. Some sort of demonic creature wants to try and push on through, but you still are going to go ahead and lay it down. The pain train in comes Azza, drops himself too. That's the bomb out in the open. And now Kaze, 1v4, 24 seconds left. There's no time in this for him. JKS holds B, so if Kaze tries to make his way in to save, which he doesn't actually ever have to do, but he's going to do it anyway.
I don't really know why he's pushing it. There's no reason for it. Maybe just wants to keep his economy as equal to everybody else's. It's a horrible situation. That rifle could have actually made a bit of a difference, because you have Lovey with enough that could potentially drop a naught for Kaze, an extra rifle. But instead, it's looking like they're just going to juggle around some weapons, have some pistols to play with at least in this round. But it's a horrible situation for Flash once again. And in fact, they are going to force. So now it is one of those questions like, Casa, why not just keep that weapon in play? Double AWP. We've seen NAF do pretty well with the secondary so far in this tournament. And, well, if this is anything to go by, it's going to be difficult, but quick push.
Yeah, they have to fall back here. JKS and NAF try and hold it down the 4 inside of B, pushing on in. NAF behind the pillar, he peeks into this, keeps missing shots. He can't afford to keep missing these, and NAF going to go down. JKS does what he can, but it's not enough. The B-bomb site comes crashing down around them, and now 3 versus 3, Tom. Retake coming in from Renegades. First time we've really had to see him in this situation, especially over towards the B-bomb site. Azza is the first man on the scene. Still low and Nifty. Rotating in, and Nifty lies in wait. The crosshair lined up perfectly, but smoke obscures the vision. Kaze pushed out into the open. Nifty going to capitalize on that all day long. Now Attacker and Fancy left. Attacker able to take the first. It all falls to Fancy. 1 versus 2, and it has to be a Fancy play. Takes the first. Ustillo does come in with the trade.
Oh, the bomb's gone off. Flash just getting the round, incredibly close. Fancy does just enough for his team, 3 kills in that round, and considering what was invested, that is a massive round for Flash to try and take. Now the CT side, well, they've still got money. It's not going to be a problem for them to continue to buy. But this is where Flash, once again, they're right on the brink. Their economy is not going to be lost. You have to remember every single player died for them in that last round, and as the money updates, there's only $400 at best in their accounts.
This time, though, we got Nifty back over here at B. Had the early support from NAF and JKS, and now they rotate in towards the A-bomb site. Going to go ahead and go back to old habits, Tom. I mean, it was working out perfectly for them. So the 4-man stack for Renegades inside of A. Flash once again playing this as they so often do, just holding over in middle, not too keen on moving anywhere too quickly.
T-side. They have been pretty slow, but here we go. Caster actually going to be pushing straight through. Hasn't been his game so far, and Lobby's just going to burn alive. It's Kaze to at least trade one back, but it is only going to be a 1-man kill for him, leaving an advantage with that CT side for now. Again, they've got this stack. Caster, I think he knows that there's a player to his left, or at least I hope he does. Instead, Naf's going to take the peek, and he'll spray down to Attacker now. The only one left alive. He has the bomb at least. That's the only silver lining for him at the moment, because this is just a horrible position, a really horrible position to try and come back from. There's still a man sat in the pit in the form of Azza, who hasn't been someone easily removed. He should find the info. There's Attacker at least getting one, but he's so low on HP. A bomb plant would be something, but JKS is not going to allow it. 10-2, further dominance from Renegades, and now the money isn't going to support them either.
And like a bad team comp in Overwatch, there is just no mercy right now from Renegades.
Oh, you actually mentioned that.
Yeah, trying to keep up with like the local favorite, one of their local favorite esports. But 10-2, Flash, as you said, Tom, correctly so, no money. Nothing but a CZ and a P250 between them. It's $500 invested, which even then they can barely afford. And it seems like same what we've already seen, holding off in mid early on, not really finding much, and then all out a push in towards one of these two sides. And that's kind of the issue right now, Tom. They're just kind of leaving everything on a bit of a dice roll, you know. I mean, they wait around in mid, get no information, don't get much work done, and then just pick a site, head in blind. Not really seeing too much in terms of tactics. You know, we often say that is the case with Flash. It's not a team
I think that's the
renowned
case
for their
with China. Oh, a little bit of damage done, but you still owe. Okay, Nifty. He's just on fire at the moment, and that's a pretty scary prospect. Kaze will at least find one, doing some damage with that CZ, a couple of low players. Money's still pretty good for Renegades, however, and eventually Azza will be there to slaughter him as well. 11-2 domination from Renegades, and even now the money's not that great. You have to look at this T side, and they're still going to have UMPs, they're still going to have sort of mixed bag weaponry, and this is their buy. This is what they ecoed for. Oh, yeah, this is right.
Oh, the pan's taking a while, isn't it? That's Nifty. He's
17-3.
Yeah, there you go. Great.
Hello.
But buys come in, Tom, from Flash. Nifty once again looking down mid with the AWP. Attacker this time, he's been able to find Nifty early, and there you go, the push comes in on the back of it. Azza tries to do what he can to keep them off the A-bomb site, but it's not enough. And they go rushing on through. It turns out, Tom, that's all they needed. Fancy in with one more. Damage being done, but Naf is there to trade. Man advantage in favor of Flash. Retake coming in from mid. JKS there, Naf as well. Over here towards Library. Smokes down. Naf gonna flash himself through. JKS very far away, very isolated from this. Starts to now sneak in through apartments, have to move quickly. They don't find something soon. Might not see them go for this. Yeah, looks like they're just going to go ahead and try to do damage on these players as they exit. It's what they did in the previous rounds when Flash got the bomb plant over here on A, and this time no one going to come exiting their way. Means that Flash will be on it to another round, Tom. 4 now to their name. 3, sorry, can't count. Just reading the board. Struggling enough, really.
Barely.
I'm just trying to be optimistic here, you know, for Flash.
You just know that they're going to get this next one. That's how confident you are. You're happy in the fact that they're going to be getting this next round, so...
I mean, it's important, you know, to be secure in one's thoughts and feelings.
You know, yeah.
And I mean, if we stick to the script, yeah, they should get this 4th round.
What are you trying to say? Is this more simulation stuff? Either way, Nifty, for the first time, really, we've seen him actually a little bit short on cash, so he's going to have his AWP, but with no Kevlar behind it, so a little bit more of a problem. But then again, he has been ridiculous so far. It may not matter too much. Flash, if they can get a 4th, win the pistol, who knows? Maybe there's a way back into this game on the CT side. The unfortunate factor is, I think from the Chinese team so far, it has not been the CT sides that we've been raving about. It's more been their aggressive T sides, their ability to find openers that have been the big thing for them. And the CT side has been quite lackluster and quite worrying. So
yeah, and the scariest prospect is really, Tom, when you look at it, this is their map pick. But Kaze showing some signs of life. Distillers rotating around to try and help out. They line up for him. He's found damage.
Oh, no.
Lovey. No, no. Going to go ahead and drop out Kaze.
that's not the man you want to kill either.
No, he was the one who opened this entire round up. And since then, power struggles inside of Flash has seen him fall, courtesy of Lovey, who's feeling anything but today. Rotations coming around. JKS is over in library. Nifty. Gonna start to push up short, takes the aggression, tries to catch them off guard. They're holding down the angle. Misses that shot. You can't afford to miss that. Kaze takes the frag all day long, and now JKS in the library. Lovey's allowed to sneak on by into CT, and from here, he can cut the head off this beast as it makes its way in. Fancy going to take the first. Lovey in the side, and that is Flash in with their 4th. So there we go, Tom. Now I get to say it. Flash with 4 rounds.
You're just a little bit ahead of the script. That's what it is. But we've seen a few individual players. I think Kaze definitely looks a little bit more awake today. Still, he's even. The rest of the team are not having the best start in this game, and they're really going to have to step up on their CT side. JKS looks almost bored, I'll be honest. It's just like, yeah, this is just a casual, not having too much trouble as of yet. And I think one thing that's been the scariest thing so far is that other than the end of the Virtus Pro game yesterday, we hadn't seen too much from Nifty yet. And in this game, that says it all, doesn't it? He has been the utter star, just absolutely ruining his opponents. Aggression on either side of the map. We've seen him control Banana. We've seen him take peeks into mid. And it just hasn't been going well because he's been playing so magnificently. Either way, we're into our T-pistol. JKS and Nifty are going to be the ones with the utility. A couple of smokes to set up, which I feel like it would suggest they're going to be going over towards the A side of the map. And either way, it's going to be Lovey peeking in early on, looking for that pick. 3 players were sent early over towards that B site, but they're quickly going to rotate them off and leave just Attacker here alone.
Renegades take control at the top of mid. Don't think this is their end goal, however. They've been afforded a lot of control up here towards A, so that could influence things. But right now, as the bomb stays down towards the bottom of Banana, it looks like B will be the site in question. Of course, as you correctly pointed out just moments ago, Tom, Attacker is the only man here, but they've started now to rotate an extra man in. Look at this, Renegades, the gang, the boys, up through Banana they go. I feel like I'm watching a film as they make their way in. Cinematic, Kaze gonna flash himself through, but that's not an award-winning play. Instead, it's Attacker in the back of the site. Holds things down, at least initially. All falls to Fancy, and he is gonna go down. So now, 2 versus 2. Rotations coming in from Lovely and Kaze. Bomb planted, Renegades. They're the ones in control. Naf grabs himself the USP. Lovey's left 1 versus 2. Takes a bullet. And that will be Renegades finding the pistol.
Yeah, a little bit unlucky there from Carcer. That flashbang was absolutely perfect. Unfortunately, with that many players spamming Glocks, it isn't going to be a survival effort from him, and he is right down the bottom of the board with only 2 kills. It has been a big problem for this team that, yes, he's the in-game leader, but he moved from a coach role, and I'm starting to wonder maybe if he should go back, because just in the game he seems to be so far behind a lot of the players, although Lovey hasn't been performing too much either, only on 4 kills. Would be on 5 if he didn't shoot his teammate in the back of the head, but let's ignore that point. Either way, it is going to be the Force Spy. Fancy has himself a UMP. Kaze just going to stick with the Deagle and save a little bit of extra cash, but it's going to be this push towards the B site once again, rushing in, and the UMP of Fancy will at least pick up 1.
Lovey, an attacker left. Lovey finds a frag. This time it is not on a teammate. Has himself a UMP to work with. 2 versus 3. Still in with a chance here. Nifty and Naf not looking too healthy. JKS spots Lovey. Attacker's there to back him up, and Flash will start to slowly push on in. Unfortunately, it's into the waiting arms of Naf. Attacker, have to hit those shots as Naf does take a dink, but he gives 1 in return, and the AK hits a much harder punch. Renegade's going to be 13 and 4, no chance at a buy in this round as you would expect, so that's going to secure Renegades a 14th round, you would imagine. Leaving them very, very close to a map point here on Inferno, the map pick, Tom, of Flash.
Yeah, that's the most worrying thing about this. Kaze actually buying down a CZ would have had a chance to get a glass cannon AWP, but now does not. And Fancy's actually going to buy some armor behind his pistol as well, so quite a heavy investment from him. I think he does manage to get a kill with a UMP in the previous round, so that's probably the reason why he's invested slight bit heavier than the rest of the team and want to try and make things costly for Renegades, who do actually have 4 SMGs in play at the moment, so it is possible that maybe they can try and steal this round away. It would be a chance for them to get back into this game, because at this point they are so very far behind and maybe fighting, or should really be fighting, from a 10-round deficit once this round is finished. Now they've got 4 players, well, almost 4 players. Caster slowly rotating over towards B, and leaving Kaze as the lone defender of A. However, it does look like Renegades are actually going to go pushing into the stack. The problem is, the one benefit of these SMGs is you can just run in and not have a huge amount of risk.
No, frags go left and right. Lovey holds close with a USP. Damage done. Lovey in with a second, and somehow they are doing damage. Lovey back against the wall, and he's still out. Able to take 2. Now idle falls to Kaze. 1 versus 2, and through CT he goes. That smoke going to start to dissipate, starts to peek on through, and Naf is there, puts him to bed. The Renegades get themselves the 14th round, but only 2 players staying alive time. Lots of damage inflicted. The buy can come in from Flash here as well. Chance for them now to start to get things going on their CT side, but it would have to be one hell of a comeback for them here on Inferno.
Yeah, they need to step up here and now. There's no second chances after this. They won't be able to afford a goodbye in the next round. And, well, the T side, as you said, they did a decent amount of damage to their economy in the previous, so if they were going to have any chance, this would be it. But it's a very fast play in through the smokes, but they've run into each other. There's a couple of players touching. Tips Kaze sprays down 3, looking for his 4th with the USP. An incredible play from him, leaving JKS as the only one left alive. He's managed to get onto the site. Unfortunately, he's alone, and Caster will peek out, spots him. Slight miss spray, but gets the kill either way. Kaze on fire, and he will close that round.
What went on in that smoke? I don't know. Attacker was just rubbing faces with everyone as they ran in. 2 players were actually stood there for like a good 5 seconds just running into each other.
Well, I think Kaze may have actually killed him, like, look, around his teammate.
They are physically touching.
Oh, look at that. He then runs back fast, and it's still going to be Kaze to get the kill.
And it's funny because you can tell that it was still. He's probably just like, damn Valve with their terrible clipping. It's going to be like an angry tweet about
I'm stuck on the smoke. Either way, though, they have actually done the damage to the economy of Renegades. It's going to be a scout, a few pistols. Carcer doesn't know there is a man literal inches away. He does have some support, but the push is going to come through, and Casa, even when he's up against the pistol, is still not going to win the battle. Smoke going to go down, but Fancy almost caught out as well. Support quickly rotating in from Kaze, who may have to be the saving grace of this team at the moment, and Azza will be able to retrieve the rifle. Burnt down low, but he may be able to drop that over to Ustilo or someone with a little bit more HP at least. Still, T's do have themselves a man advantage, and every weapon that they can retrieve, every bit of damage they can do leads them ever closer to not only closing this game, but resetting the economy. We've got, okay, chicken cam.
Why not? Throw it in. If you got it, flaunt it. Kaze, sorry, holding off CT. Damage inflicted. That's going to be sent back. Doesn't want to get really peeking into that just yet. 3 players of Flash inside the B bomb site, but he's still look at how much ground he's been allowed to get over here at A. He snuck all the way by. Nifty tries to sell this play, falls to Kaze, continues pushing around. JKS is now sent back, and Ustilo spots the man in the site. Finds the frag on Lovey. Now the man advantage in favor of Renegades. The bomb plant can come in as well. Kaze's rotating in. Renegades have a man posted up here to deal with him. Fancy. Just gonna go running right by Naf. Naf's heard him. There you go. 3 shots, takes him down. Attacker and Kaze left. Kaze able to find one. Man advantage still in favor of Renegades. They have to move swiftly here. They know that there's a man at bottom mid. Naf goes down. Now it's a 2-on-2. Kaze in with one more. And it all falls down to this. JKS inside the site. Attacker pushes on in. Ducking, weaving, back and forth. They go on top of the boxes. Attacker finds the frag. And the defuse going to come on in. There is enough time left for it. And Flash, they managed to make it happen in the retake. They keep the dream alive, Tom. But it's still a lengthy road on the comeback. I mean, they've only just began their journey, and it is a long and perilous one.
That was still a save round from Renegades. They had a scout, a few pistols, and they get a bomb plant that pays for everything that they just bought. So either way, it's still going to be a tough, tough fight back. And Flash really need to fix some of those mistakes. That was far too easy for them to just walk around onto the site, and it really took some heroics from Kaze and Attacker to actually win that round, and it should not have been needed.
Yeah, I think the Chinese fans are influencing me a bit there.
Yeah.
You know? You look at it afterwards, and it's like, oh, that was still a fairly bad round from Flash. There's still a good job from Attacker to pull it back. Now, still over here in apartments. Kaze left alone on B, putting a lot of faith on the back of one man.
It's weird as well because okay, Attacker, nice start. Still will be there to trade, but yeah, it's a weird player to choose as an anchor. The bottom fragger in-game leader who is not known for his fragging power, left alone to defend B. We'll see how this goes because it's looked like he's about to be challenged. Nifty looking for the peak, but isn't going to take it just yet. Maybe setting up a smoke instead. Rotation is going to be coming in from Fancy, who has the AWP. It's not going to be Kaze on it at the moment, so there will be a little bit of help. But now the push comes in already. Left completely blind. Kaze just holding at the back of the site, trying to buy some time for his team. Peeks out, and he will be able to find one with the help of Attacker. JKS is quick to trade, and Kaze misses the spray. Azza now finds that opening, and the rotation from Kaze, he's going to have to do a lot of work again.
Smoke starts to fade. Kaze peeks on through. And support from Lovey. Kaze actually going to go to pick himself up the orb. They hear him scope in. They know exactly where he is now. And they're just going to hide from him. JKS doesn't want to give the peek. Time's ticking away. They made the decision to save. It was obvious. Kaze starts to fall back, and they're actually going to walk into the waiting arms of JKS. The save here has cost them dearly. Lovey, the only man who stands a chance at surviving, doesn't have to keep peeking into this. He has no business being there, and Renegades, not only do they win the round, Tom, but they find every single player on the Flash Gaming side. A weird decision to save, to say the least. It was 2 versus 3 anyway. They had plenty of time left, both players there. They make the decision, you know, to try and do it for the economic benefit. By the way, that's
I haven't actually seen the trophy yet. That's the first time I've seen it.
Very cool. But then they mentioned to go ahead and save, but they don't even nail that. And I mean, I had faith in the comeback. You know, I'm a big fan of believing in the underdog. It's a British thing to do. And now even that's been shaken up here on Inferno. 15-6.
So is pessimism, though.
But, yeah, there's no money here for Flash. They've got very little attackers on the AWP. Fancy has himself a UMP attack is able to open up. Carcer can't see anything. He's fully flashed. And Azza, as a result, allowed to find the equalizer. Renegades taking control of Banana. Rotation coming in. As Kaze now looks to try and join up with Fancy inside of B. Lovely's actually got aggressive out through apps. Down to ult mid he goes, and there's no one here from Renegades to keep an eye on this play. Oh. Would have spotted JKS there.
Look at the flank.
He can do so much damage here. They have no idea. They just checked mid. They believe that it's clear, and now Lovey, a man who has had some questionable performances today, can make all the difference for Flash. Sneaking on in from behind. Runs up with them, blending in with the enemy forces with the CZ. Down goes two, and Lovey, he makes that round possible, Tom. Flash going to be in with the 7th. The reset comes on in, and from here, they should be able to pick themselves up an 8th.
That was very well played. That's exactly what he needed to do there. The trigger control to not just take the shot on the first, but also then almost join the pack, like just run with them, almost like, no, don't pay attention to me. I think Azza quickly realizes, but by that point, it's too little, too late. And with the help of Kaze, they do manage to get themselves a 7th round on the board. And as you said, that is the reset. That is the money hurt for Renegades. They are still going to invest a little bit into pistols, but now we see a double AWP setup for Flash Gaming. They're throwing everything in at this point, and Lovey is going to be there to start. Now, we have seen them throw rounds like this away before, but by the looks of things, it may be building up a little bit of confidence.
And confidence is key, Tom. As with you know, any walk of life.
I guess.
2 players for Flash, Holy went on a 3. Back passive inside the A-bomb site. They've got the man advantage. They can afford to do this. Just sit pretty. They have more firepower, more men. Seemingly every advantage going their way.
Just going to see a little bit of a peek coming in over towards the A site. That's where the bomb currently is. Now, Fancy is still just waiting. They haven't actually rotated the other player off, but being that it is only a pistol round, it's a little bit more understandable. And Carcer is just playing utility man at the moment, just in case the push comes in. Will be able to do quite a bit of damage. Naf actually does fly in one, but the bomb now gets dropped over towards that A side of the map. Got to try and retrieve it already. We see the slaughter of the remaining players as Kaze and Attacker wipe them down, and it is going to be 15-8. Slowly but surely working themselves back into this game. And actually, the T side, they don't have enough money to buy into this one either.
I mean, that was a beautiful sight just then. You know, the other people can't actually see this, Tom, but the security guy just in front of us was very happy at this. And it's great. It's so good to see. And like even people just working here, you know, they are big fans. They very much
enjoying themselves.
Exactly. They want their representation to do well.
Gotta love what you do.
Here we go, Flash with the potential to get themselves a 9th. And through the fire and flames, there you go, Carcer heats things up over on Banana. It is, of course, just the Antico, so you can't get too excited about this one. Going the way you would expect. JKS and Nifty left alive, and it is the slaughter over on Banana.
Confidence builder, there you go. Flawless round, money made. Naf actually going to buy a scout. That's an interesting purchase. I wonder if that was a mistake, because that's a bit of a weird buy to pull in when he could have just bought up an AK. Maybe wanted the extra utility. Gets a pistol behind it as well. Still facing off against the double AWP, so maybe he's just confident that he can take the battle against one of these players. Of course, we have seen Fancy going quite aggressive over towards that Banana spot, and it looks like he's about to do it once again. He's got Carcer there to support him, and he is just going to go for that opening straight into the Molotov, but actually he's not burning, so he can just still peek. He can hold the aggression. Azza will flash and finds out there is going to be an AWP in this spot once again. What is that smoke?
That's a nice smoke. Lets him see underneath.
That's spicy.
Cheeky little one-way to spice things up.
Just going to watch the toes. I wonder if that's intentional. That's amazing. I love it, but they're going to peek it. It doesn't matter. Kaze is going to go down to Ustilla, one of the main players for this Flash Gaming side, already down and out. JKS is hungry for more. They've got the AWP back into the hands of Attacker, who has been able to do it so far. The T side looking like they are slowly building towards this A site, but it could just be an elaborate ruse as once again, look at the setup. There's only Caster on B. He is going to have to make a Catalyst level play as we do see the rotation slowly making its way back towards that B site. I'm hoping that we'll see Fancy actually rotate as well, and he is. He's going to go back towards B himself. But still, 35 seconds left on the clock, and it's Renegades looking to try and end this here and now.
In comes the utility. This could be the last round of this map. Charging in they go. Caster falls. Fancy can't find anything, and actually rushing through the smoke. Naf finds that frag. Attacker 1v5. That is a big ask, Tom. Naf's posted up. Renegades, they wanted to win it out here and out on map number 1, and that's exactly what they do. The scout on Naf never actually sees the light of day, but
no, just use the CZ instead.
Works out brilliantly for them. They are going to be winning out this first map on Inferno. Going to put them 1-0 in this series. Of course, that was the map pick of Flash. So, you know, heading into Mirage coming up next, Tom, things do get a little bit tricky for them.
Yeah, it's a worrying prospect, it has to be said. I think going into the next one, I just want to see them throw everything to the wall. Like, go, I think as Blair would say, full China. That's what I want to see. I want to see them just running through smokes, going aggressive, just playing like a ridiculous style that Renegades won't be able to predict, because I don't think just playing a standard style of play, they're going to be able to win that next map. It's going to be a very difficult one for them indeed. And the thing with the last map as well is even on their T side, when they're normally pretty good, they just got absolutely ruined. Nifty was having an incredible series. There didn't seem to be too much of a weak link. Like, we didn't need to see incredible plays coming out from Azure as we normally did. It was just sort of standard Counter-Strike, just with clever rotations, gambles that paid off. And the difference being that when they did go for these gambles, you could see the sort of brains behind it. Like, you had Nifty waiting aggressively, then falling back a stage, then falling back a stage, whereas on the other side of things, you had Caster sat all the way at the back of the site. They'd walk in and then he'd go, oh guys, you should probably rotate now. It just didn't seem like it was smart Counter-Strike. It was just, let's take a risk and not have anything prepared if it goes wrong. Yeah, well, you know, people who are much more qualified to speak about it, Tom, than you or I, are going to be the analyst desk. So we're going to go ahead and take a very quick advertisement break, and then we'll be back with them.
CS.Money, a new service for trading your skins. Tired of all the skins piling up in your inventory? With CS.Money, trading got faster and safer than ever. Now you can just sign in to our website, choose the skins from your inventory and those you want to get from a broad variety. Confirm the trade and rejoice in your new skins. CS.Money, the best service for trading your skins.
E-gaming bets, online betting for every esports fan. Dota 2 and Hearthstone, CSGO and Overwatch, StarCraft 2, the choice is yours. Express bets for multiple matches or live bets on the game you are watching right now. Know your way around Dota 2, make a prediction for picks and bans. Playing CSGO, guess the number of rounds in a certain match. Daily quests for all participants and all the best choice of payment systems. More than 600,000 users have already made their bets on the spectacular matches since 2011. EGB.com. You know for sure who's gonna win.